Okay, I know you've been busy. I don't even want to say where. I know you've been busy. And of course, she is our campaign coordinator for AISA. How have you been, Mashidu?
Hi, like activism is not an easy job, hey?
No. It's
So,
hard work, hey?
We're pushing it.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. And of course, Karabo, no stranger at all.
I'm becoming the furniture.
Never. You'll
I'm
never.
becoming part of the property,
You'll
it's
never
chilling.
become the furniture. People just walk past it. With Karabo, you go past it, you'll be like, whoa.
That's chair.
Mama.
Ooh, it's a table.
Don't do that.
Rosie will stop.
Alright. Okay, so now I remember last week we were having a talk with Glenda. Of course, she is our sexual and reproduction rights campaigner. And because really we can't do it this year because we've got Africa Week coming next week and there's all these events that are starting to take place from tomorrow. So quite honestly, that's very important right now. So we could always continue our chat with Glenda and you can still keep those questions or anything that you would like to throw on to Amnesty and of course to that department on 011-339-5505. That is 011-339-5505. And of course now we're going to talk about Africa Week. We are celebrating our Africanism. I don't know what was going on. Yes, with our Zim brothers as well and sisters. Okay, yes, tell us, Mashid, what's going on?
I think everyone maybe is aware that on the 25th of May every year it's Africa Day. And I think what is significant about this year is that the commemoration of the day have started 50 years ago. So we're also celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Wow.
And also, I think as South Africans, we are also celebrating that our very own mother, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, is the chairperson of the AU, so we have a lot to celebrate as South Africans this year, of course, with the whole of Africa, because Africa Day is about Africanism.
It's all about Africanism. That is what I try to say. And totally failed that.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a couple of activities that will also be taking place all along the whole of next week leading towards Africa Day. And it's very exciting to know that Mamelodi Sundowns...
Yes, my team.
Do you know?
Totally.
Do you know?
Okay. As we all know, I think that was initially our plan, that we should bring them. But then it did not happen. Because for us, it's Africa Day, Africanism, is South Africa also with non-nationals. But what we had managed to secure, excitingly, is that we'll have nationals and non-nationals who were professional soccer players.
Whoa!
Excitement!
That's going to be fun.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. Hey, that is tomorrow.
And time, place, everything. Let us know.
It's going to be in Yeovil.
Okay.
At the boys' school ground. Then from there, we will go to a commemoration of
the 2008 yes.
So that's what will be happening tomorrow. Also, instead of us being sad about what happened 5 years ago, it will also being trying to bring Africans together.
Yes.
Regardless of whether you are Zimbabwean, whether you are Nigerian, you are South African, or
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Congolese,
we all as one. So I think that's our main objective, to bring people together, and it's all happening in a place where it's called Africa. I think everyone knows Yeovil is called Africa.
Everyone knows Africa.
So when you're in Yeovil, you're in Africa.
Yes,
Every person of every corner, they are there. So it's also a very good platform because of those things, and it's exciting because the celebration of 2010 also started
in Africa.
The celebration of Africa Day also happened in 2010 when they started to celebrate that and bringing people together. And yeah, so it's something that we're planning to have every year.
That's amazing.
And as Amnesty, we're also a partner there, and it's very exciting just to be just around. Although we're not there in 2010, we're now on the board, very excited, and trying so hard to be in different activities.
Yeah.
And besides the soccer and the commemoration tomorrow, we will be having soccer and netball, like sports, for schools on the 22nd. And on the same day, on the 22nd, we will also have movie Men on Ground by Akin.
Cool.
And so we will have in St. Francis Church, in one of the churches, the Catholic Church in Yeovil. It's a dialogue. We call them community dialogues, but it's called Tell Them We're From Here. That's the whole project. And it's a very exciting movie by Akin Omotonso. And so we're going to have people together, whether it's national, non-nationals, and have a dialogue about what has happened in 2008, because the movie is also inspired by that. And trying to find out exactly where to from here, because we believe we're all from there.
I like that. We're going to get into the details of everything and the times and all the information just after we take this break. Another song. Hello, how's it?
How are you?
Very good,
We're just gonna have to give you a bit of stress now.
Okay.
This PC, all these cables and whatnot, we're just gonna have to drill a hole in there.
Okay.
Just now, I don't know, like...
Is Studio 2?
Eh?
Should I go to Studio 2 or
No,
is
no.
he taking out? Okay.
No stress, no, we'll finish your guys' thing, and if you just play like 2 tracks in a row, we'll just...
Okay, cool.
Just whack it all through there.
But I use houses.
People don't know this is what happens when they're listening to the radio.
Random,
When that tool
like,
comes through, and they're like, I listen.
and you come back on and it's smooth. And they don't know.
It happened where it was like cleaning, tidying up, moving, people coming in, running out, whilst I'm still talking and everything. It happened when I saw something from, like you see these panels, fall, and I'm just like talking.
And stay calm. I just scream on radio.
No, I think I picked the perfect medium. My brothers always used to scare me to the point where I start to
Wow.
I guess that's all. It's like if you go bah, I'll be like,
Okay.
and then how may I help you?
Hey, yo.
No matter. When I see a dog running and running for me, I stand. I'm like, where do you think you're going? And it,
One day it's just gonna.
I got no time for fear in my life.
Wow.
There were these big dogs. It was this week. Today's Friday, so it could be this week. I know it's very recent. These two big dogs. Yeah, it was on Sunday. So these two big dogs and running after them. They see the kitten and it's a small kitten. And, you know, it's my friend's kitten. And the dogs, they're such a and they big dogs. And apparently, the history of the other cat, they ripped it. They shredded it or killed it or something. So, the cat, the dogs were on the other side, all fine, you know, and then all of a sudden, she comes out with the cat, and everything's fine because we know the dogs are there, so the cat's walking on the grass, getting used to the grass. So it comes out and goes up the stairs and trying to go to the kitchen, and then all of a sudden, meow, the cat and the dogs went ballistic. And he came running, and everyone was like screaming. I was like, turn, you stop that now. Yes. Yeah, like, it was like, boop, boop, boop. Like, a brain broke in midair. And I was just like, what? I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
God.
Next time I get run around.
God said these animals, Adam and Eve, if it's true or not, if they were the only people on earth, who knows? Here's the animals. You are in charge of them. I've created you in my image. All these other things are there for your enjoyment and to have fun with.
Think
So
your phone's
why
ringing.
should we?
Why should we?
Why should
Think
we?
your phone's ringing.
Yeah. We're gonna go in 30 seconds, ladies. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go through the.
Rose, can I tell this person to come back?
Naila?
Can I tell them to come back?
Yeah, tell them to go back.
Hi.
After 12.
Yeah, you stick
Can you
it
please
in
call me after 12? I'm in a radio interview.
and then you drop right in there.
Stand by.
95.4% swag.
It is UJFM, a whole lot of swag. 10:46 is your time on a Funky Town Friday. Now, Africa Day is happening on the 25th of May, and it has been celebrated to mark the formation of the OAU. Now, this is Organization of African Unity, and I think that is so lovely. Thank you once again for that information. Now, also after the elections in '94, South Africa began to celebrate it for the first time, and 2013 marks the 50th, and this is quite big because 50 years is a long time. So it's marking 50 years and the 50th anniversary of Africa Day, and this is quite a special opportunity, you know, for Yeovil and Bellevue to host an Africa Week event similar to our successful. Now, I'm having like really terrible audio problem right now because feedback is just driving me insane. But once again, Karabo and Mashudi are with me in the studio, and of course from Amnesty International, together protecting human rights. And now, this thing taking place and kicking off tomorrow, it is going to be a fun day, really. And most of the big greats in sports will be there, and this is taking place in Africa, of course, aka Yeovil, at the it's a boys club, right? What's that venue called, Mashudu?
Yeovil Boys School.
Boys School, okay. All right, and of course it commences on the 19th, and it goes on from the 20th all the way through till the 24th, which the big day itself happens to be on the 25th of May. So on the 19th, which is this Sunday, we're having the commemoration of 2009. It's 2008 xenophobic attacks, and this is quite hectic. Now, are we gonna have any cool key speakers like you've mentioned?
Yeah, and we're gonna have people like the police commissioners coming, and also we'll have a sermon on the day, obviously, because it's a remembrance of people also who have been killed,
Yes.
people who have died, people who were misplaced, and trying to bring Africans back together, and promoting also social cohesion, because it looks like we have moved from black and white to us and them now, and it's hectic, and people have made to feel like they're not in Africa, and yet we are, and so it's those kind of things to bring people together, for us to have the Ubuntu spirit, for us to see all of us as one. And I think as South Africans, we know that we have moved from black and white now to us, and but we can't seem to move from non-nationals and nationals. So the promotion of social cohesion is very important, because it's the only way in which we can bring people together, for them to understand that we are in one Africa. You know, when you are overseas, people think Africa is one country.
Yeah.
So we need to also
There's
need
lions
also
on the
yes,
street.
like as in, you know, we need to also act as if it's one,
Yeah.
and accept one another, and see each other as brothers and sisters that we are.
So it's going to take place on the 25th, on the actual Africa Day.
Oh, and the actual Africa Day, it's huge. It's going to be big. The target of the people we're expecting is between 10 to 15,000.
Sorry, say what?
Yes.
Nice.
And it's all going to be happening. We have stages, and there will be everything that you can think of.
I've heard, I mean, floats, puppets,
Of course.
musicians, drummers,
Sure,
dancers,
yes.
people dressed in traditional attire from, wherever they come from. Oh, it's going to be sick.
It's
I
gonna
think
be-
I should put my Muslim, Hindu outfits on as well.
Of course. It's all about being African. So it's about the pride. You need to be proud of who you are, and you're gonna be proud of being Africans on that day, regardless of where you're coming from. We're going to have parades. Different countries will be parading, and we're gonna test different food from different places, and we're gonna there'll be everything that you can think of that is in Africa is going to be there in that day.
So what time is it? Because I noticed that usually parades or carnivals, there's always that march, which can be like an hour or 2 hours. But the question is, from 10 to 12, is that the carnival itself with a march, or is it going to be going through the whole day with, obviously there'll be the foods and the snacks and the puppets and the floats and all the musicians and the drummers. I'm so excited about it already. But how long will it be, roughly? Because I'm thinking my timeline, I don't want to miss a carnival.
Yes, I think the carnival will be the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, there will be the official opening, speeches. But then things will be happening in different stages. Like I'm
Yes.
saying, it's not going to be confined in one place.
Yes, it's in
So-
Yeoville, Bellevue.
Yes, in Rocky Street. So
I
things
love
will
that
be,
street.
things will be happening. That's where it's going to be happening, baby. So so yes, that's it, the heart of Yeoville. But what's more important is that we're going to have everyone there in one
Yeah.
place. And it's going to be amazing.
Africa will be one. The way it should be.
Yes, even if it's for a day, and we would need to be reminded about that on a day-to-day basis. And we call upon everybody to come and be part of this event because it's going to be awesome.
Ish, it's crazy. I mean, I'm looking at, a little bit of the information as well. I mean, the major fact that in 1999, where we had already, gone through attacks, and then for it to be brought again to light 10 years later. And I find that a lot of the times when you're very quiet about something, especially now we have Africa Day and it's a reminder and it's 50 years of it and it's been celebrated every single year. If we miss that 1 year, people do forget. People really do forget, because there it was from 1999 till 2008. It was quiet for almost 10 years, and then boom, those xenophobic attacks happened. We shouldn't be quiet about these things. We should celebrate each other's diversity, and we should all be there. And I can't wait for tomorrow as well. So, Robert, anything else you'd like to add on to that, babe?
I'm just excited. I mean, for me, being
Right?
African and having to, I'm very into Africa. It sounds very funny, but it's true. I just love how diverse and rich in diversity Africa is. The fact that you can meet another, sorry for the racial differentiation, but another black person, and they speak a whole different language from you, and it's like you can learn so much from them. And with Africa Day, the fact that these xenophobic attacks happened, and I feel like this Africa Day kind of shuns down xenophobic attacks, because it's like, yes, we have those things and they do happen, but you know what, being African still remains. It doesn't change the fact that we can still stand together, celebrate our,
To cut
unity
down that
and
discrimination,
together.
the racism, the sexism, the xenophobia. It's really just a way to,
Celebration is that way
it's
to just say,
awesome.
you know what, it's cool, but yet we can still be together in the same place and celebrate the one thing that makes us different, but human, and unite at the same time. It's beautiful. I think being African is probably one of the best and biggest
I'm
things
so
to
glad
to appreciate. I love being African. It's amazing.
I
it
love
excites
being
me to
born
know
in
that
this
I'm
country.
African and I have so much pride, and there's so much behind me
Yes.
that I can celebrate. Because people look at you and they think they come to Africa because they want to experience this thing, this life, this culture that people are so crazy about. And when they do, they want some of it. They want to be a part of it. They want to be it. They want to be African, and that is really awesome. It's something to be really proud of. We can't shy away from it.
So this event, it is free and it's accessible to anyone and everyone it doesn't matter where you come from, just be there. Get your friends from Cape Town, tell them to come through. Tell them to come through. It's happening in Yeovil. We're going to celebrate Africa Week, and we're going to do it the only way we know how.
Africa.
And,
The African way.
The African, which has been one. Exactly.
Wonder.
Ladies, thank you very much. It's paradise here in South Africa, you know?
It is.
I'm gonna play the song. It ends at 58. So, Moyana, I'm like just say one quote, and I'm gonna play an ad, and then it's gonna go into news. So I'll just need a quote from you, Mashudu, I suppose. Like, give me
Time.
just give me a quote about Africa Week. You know, like after the song, I'll put the mic on. I'll do this, and then you'll say your quote, and then not, and then the news. It doesn't even have to be quote, like, you know, being one.
Yeah.
What we were talking about, basically.
Yeah.
One. There's an angel. Kivish.
Yes.
Like the audio is. I know you guys are still working on it now.
A lot of people.
Yeah. No. Okay, so I won't complain now. I'll wait till you guys don't come and then be like, whoa, what's wrong with the audio?
Yeah, I just don't know how that's happening.
Normally a headphone to a mic because but even today was just in the car, there's a lot of feedback.
Is it?
It's got like a whole reverb.
You know what I find? Because the mic, because you know usually like how our mic levels come and show you.
It must be the gains. Because the gains are boosted up too much.
I think it is because you know how this used to be like the way. Remember how everything would just be here standard on 0. But what I found is it was better over there when it was louder and we were just controlling it from here. Because now I'm boosting it up. The audio is low, but the feedback is loud. Doesn't make any sense.
So you hearing yourself?
I'm hearing myself very low.
In a loop.
Very low, yeah. But then everything around is loud.
Yeah, that's levels.
Because
So
I've been putting it here. I started yesterday. I've been trying to see exactly where I can move it, but it just is not working. It's just
are you,
too much ambience, if that makes any sense.
Okay, you hear now, you tell me, yeah?
Okay, ladies, we're going in 26.
20 seconds!
Don't worry, I'll speak. It is Spirit Chaser with Paradise Row on UJFM 95.4 beats per minute. Awesome. Juicy day before that, the weekend, one of those nights in the studio with me, Karabo and Mashudu. So, ladies in the building with me, hello, and once again, thank you for coming through. So, Africa Week taking place next week, ne? Anything you'd like to just leave us with, Mashudu?
Someone might be asking themselves, okay, if I can't make it there, how can I contribute? And how can I be a part of this whole event? We have petitions, which we're calling on the South African government to end xenophobia. So people can come and sign the petition. We'll leave the petition here in the session with you. And to contribute, to make their voice to be heard, to become part of the activism that we're talking about. And everything starts with you. It's the attitudes, it starts with an individual. So people should look at it at an individual level, that I can stop this. So with that, we'll leave you with that, and then people can be able to contribute even if they are not there.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
For me, I think just to remind everyone, and what really resonates with me really well is Thabo Mbeki's I'm an African speech. I think that for wherever it is you come from in Africa, that speech says something about where you're from. And it's probably the most beautiful speech I've heard in a long time. That's just, that is like, yeah. So everyone just kind of remind yourselves what's going on there. And then, yeah, just hope to see you this weekend. The carnival next weekend, Rose.
We are African.
Yes.
I like that. Thanks, guys.
Right.
Yeah, that never used to be there. Never. Ever.
All these mics at the games are picked up very high.
Stand by, we have to do news again.
Rose, keep the volumes here because what is doing here? See these blue lines?
Okay.
This blue line shouldn't be over the red line.
It's 11 o'clock. Stories making headlines this hour. Western Cape teen is raped and dies in hospital. 1.2 million rand is meant for a community is stolen. And Malema allies face the chop.
Okay, keep it under the radar.
Good morning, I'm Bali Mutsuning. In Cape Town, no arrests have been made for the murder of a Western Cape teenager who died in hospital a day after she was found raped, the Cape Times reported. Captain Frederick van Wyk told the newspaper Anna Marie Bakes, 19, of Swellendam went to a shebeen last night and was found drunk and covered with a blanket the next morning. Due to her condition, she was unable to provide a statement to the police. She died on Sunday. A post-mortem reportedly showed that she had been raped. In February, the nation was outraged with Anana Boysen, 17, who was raped and disemboweled and left for the dead in Bredasdorp. She managed to identify attackers before she died in hospital. 2 men have appeared in court in connection with the crimes. And 7 people have been arrested for stealing 1.2 million rand, which is meant for community development in Tsatsabane in Northern Cape, the Hawks said on Friday. Captain Paul Loko said the 7 were members of the board of the Tsatsabane Community Trust. 2 of them work for the Tsatsabane local community. An amount of 2.7 million was deposited to the community trust account for the development. The 7 located 1.2 million of the money and split it amongst themselves. They would appear in the Pottersburg Magistrate Court on Friday. And finally, the Limpopo ANC Provincial Task Team has taken a decision to disband all the regions that campaigned against President Jacob Zuma ahead of December's Mangaung conference. This has been seen as a functional move to push Zuma's opponents and dislodge them from the power and the party structures in the province. The Star will reveal the task team led by Philemon Mdaka has decided to dissolve Pisa, Mokaba, Mopani and Sekhukhune regions. The regions led by the allies of Julius Malema and Limpopo Premier Castle Matala were part of Deputy President Kgalema Motlante's failed bid to topple Zuma for the ANC presidency at the Mangaung elective conference. The resolution flies in the face of ANC General Gwede Mantashe. This came after the ANC said that un-ANC behavior and functional conduct as the reasons for firing the Limpopo Provincial Executive Committee. This is despite that the regions have been equally affected by functionalism. 3 original leaders, including one who supported Zuma, said that they feared the functional division and would negatively affect Limpopo's ANC preparations for next year's general election. And taking a look at your financial indicators, the rand is trading at 12 rand 10 cents to the euro, 9 rand 41 cents to the dollar, 14 rand 30 cents to the pound. The gold will cost you 1,367 a fine ounce. And in your weather, Johannesburg is at 23 degrees. Your information was supplied by UJFM and News 24. Stay tuned for your next set of headlines at 11:30.
Thanks, Boo.
Keep it locked. The levels are
Yeah.
and the yellow line hits red. Actually 30 dBs, right?
Yeah.
It starts distorting on the STL already.
Okay.
So